Alright, let's go ahead and discuss the second section of appointed research, monitoring, starting with mission 1, and this consists of one phase, where you need to get 15 sea memes and 45 wing membranes. And the best place to get this item is under the resource cave. So you could also get there by just going to the Dragon Breath Volcano teleporter. But as you see right here, you'll see a bunch of squids. If you go a little bit past them, that's when you start seeing the monsters that you can kill for the sea meme. And as you see, tons of these monsters are going to spawn. So you should be able to knock this one out fairly easily. Which brings us to mission 2, part A, G-Captive Jellyfish. And this consists of 4 phases, to where you're going to need 16 electrical storage sacks, 40 tentacles, and 110 jellyfish. And the best place to find these types of jellyfish are at the middle of the volcano. And as you see, these jellyfish can drop all 3 items. But if you're familiar with my previous videos, other places to where you can get some items like electrical storage sacks, you can go inside the resource cave and kill electric eels, or go to the puffy fish location and get poison sacks, as well as get a lot of electrical eels for the electrical storage sacks. And an alternative to get jellyfish as well as tentacles, you can go across the supply pod jellyfish route and kill all the jellyfish there, so that way you get tentacles and even poison sacks. But besides that, you could join a tentacle AFK farm using Zero, to where there's a group of people killing these specific monsters overnight. So let's look at mission 2, part B, G-Mermaid. And this consists of 4 phases as well, to where you need 21 sea memes and 21 Greyspace spines. So I already showed the best place to get the sea memes, so let me go ahead and show you a good location to get Greyspace spines, as well as gray matter chunks, which we will need in a later mission. So if you go to the Confounding Abyss and you get this black stone tower, this is pretty much the best place to get Greyspace spines and gray matter chunks. But you need to unlock the tower, and you need to pretty much clear out the tower so that way you can do this properly. So once you get to the black tower, you already see these G coyotes. You can easily kill them and start getting some gray matter chunks. Then once inside, you already notice a lot of enemies down here on the ground level. You can kill all of them and get all of their resources. And then you should see this portal and go ahead and go inside of it. And this will teleport you to the top of the cave. From there, you can just start attacking all the enemies you see until you make it down to the bottom once again. And by the time you make it down to the bottom, especially if you kill all the enemies that you see, you're probably going to have enough gray spines. And if you don't, you can just go back through the portal and do it all over again. But if you don't have the black tower unlocked, an alternative place to get gray spines and even some gray matter chunks is to go to this teleporter right here. So once you make it to this teleporter, you'll see 2 enemies right in front of you, and you simply kill them. Go up the stairs and kill this enemy right here. Go down the stairs and kill these next 2 enemies, eventually bringing you to these 6 enemies that you can kill, and you should be able to get quite a few gray spines from these. Once you get past the big location, you can walk up the stairs and kill these last 2 enemies. Once you kill all the enemies here, you want to go back towards to where you killed those original 6 enemies in the big area, and you want to go down this ramp, bringing you to this little mini cave to where you should find 4 enemies to kill. Once they're all dead, you want to go to this little opening to where Mia was standing. You will immediately find 2 monsters that drop gray chunks. If you go forward, you'll find 3 more monsters and a mini boss. And after you kill all the enemies, you want to fly it with your jetpack, and you should find an opening right here. You want to kill these 2 enemies right here, and then if you run up the stairs, you're right back where you started. Which brings us to mission 3, part A, Scylla, which consists of 5 phases, to where you're going to need 6 Elementia, 8 Crystal Max cores, 19 sea memes, and 80 gray matter chunks. So for the Elementia, you essentially just need to kill Scylla 6 times. I recommend that you work on that because you should also get some sea memes along the way. And then for the Crystal Max core, unfortunately the only place to get that is to kill Hurrah, and just force the cipher to where you should get a random number of 2 or 3 every Hurrah kill, or you have to buy it from the store. For the sea meme, you should get some from Scylla, so I recommend that you kill Scylla first, and then any extra that you need, you can always go to that location I mentioned earlier in the video. And for gray matter chunks, you can go back to the black tower, or there is an AFK spot that you can do overnight, which should get you tons of gray matter chunks. If you go to the 3rd map of the Confounding Abyss, you can go ahead and go to this teleporter right here. Right outside the door, you'll notice 3 G crawlers. You can go ahead and activate your 0 cubes and you just stand next to this crystal right here. One thing I recommend that you do to make sure your character is not hungry. And as you see, once they respawn, they're going to come and attack you. And depending where it falls, your character will pick up your items. So if you just leave your character there overnight, you should have tons of gray matter chunks to easily get past any mission. Which brings us to mission 2, part B, Haboela. This also consists of 5 phases, to where you're going to need 6 disintegrated cores, you're going to need 8 giant horns, and 38 disintegrated gravel. To be able to get enough materials, you're probably going to need to kill Haboela somewhere between 6 to 8 times because a lot of these drops are random. And then we have our last mission, G-Snake, which consists of 4 phases. And all you need to complete this one is 70 gray matter chunks. One of the reasons why this AFK farm can be pretty good to do. And with that, you should have everything you need to complete this appointed research. And this one is actually pretty good because you get some SSR relics, some booster module 2, some old Vera coins, and even Mira. So when you have time to go ahead and complete this, I recommend that you do. Well, hopefully you guys enjoyed this. If so, I would greatly appreciate a like so that way we can spread more on YouTube. But other than that, talk with you guys later.